So in a bit of a surprising twist, AT&T, the company that has lobbied extensively against net neutrality rules, now comes out and says, we want net neutrality. We want Congress specifically to fix net neutrality. Now that's odd because they've been a huge opponent of net neutrality. In fact, they've been very, very vocal, and they've supported Ajit Pai as he tried to destroy net neutrality and succeeded, by the way. So let me give you some information here. In a full-page ad appearing in multiple newspapers on Wednesday, AT&T CEO Randall Stephenson came out to support what he called an Internet Bill of Rights that would include net neutrality. In it, he said it is time for Congress to end the debate by writing new laws that govern the Internet and protect consumers. So this Internet Bill of Rights would guarantee net neutrality and open internet and privacy protection for customers, and he said that it should apply equally to all different internet companies. Fascinating. Your thoughts so far, Ron?
So here are my thoughts, and here's why I think this is happening. And yes, I mean, as you pointed out, well, this is really weird. The one of the companies leading the fight against net neutrality is all of a sudden wanting net neutrality rules.
Weird.
Did they just kind of have this change of heart morally? No, they didn't. Here's what's going on. What else also happened this week? Well, the first state pushed through net neutrality laws.
Montana.
Who was it? It was Montana. Yeah, Montana's a nice place. I've been there, but they're usually not the state that you see as being out front leading this type of policy change. But all power to them. They did it. They got it done. I mean, New York was working on it. Here in California, we got 2 bills. We're still working on it. Montana did it first. Kudos, Montana. What else is going on? Well, here's the thing that scares them the most. Municipal internet is being talked about nationwide now. People are looking at Chattanooga and Sandy, Oregon, and they're like, what the hell? These guys have the best internet in the country, and it's cheaper than everywhere else. Let's end this fight once and for all and get municipal internet. If I could throw a quick plug in there, Jeff, on Monday night, January 29th, I'm going to be showing up to my city council meeting in Pasadena, California, and I'm going to be starting the conversation on municipal internet, seeing how it might be possible in our community. Then afterwards, I'm doing a show at the Old Town Pub. So I'm trying to get people to come to the meeting with me and then hang out after and hear some tunes at my favorite punk bar in town. I'm going to be doing a music set for a fun night of music and community activism, and all of that is totally free because I think that's the way to really end this fight once and for all. And that's what really scares these ISPs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what's going on here, Jeff, is these ISPs, they see the CRA that's still being talked about, even though that's a long haul because Donald Trump's got to sign off on it.
Mm-hmm.
And even though, and they see that states are successfully implementing their own net neutrality rules, and bigger scare for them, they see municipal internet being talked about more than ever before. So they're waking up and they're realizing, oh shit, we bit off more than we can chew. We got too greedy. AT&T made the judgment call first to backpedal on this. I have a feeling the other cable companies are going to follow suit. What this means, and don't celebrate yet because the fight's far from over, but what this means is that we're winning this thing, and hopefully we finish it off and we win this thing.
Right, and so that's what they're trying to do, is that they're trying to head it off by saying, no, what are you talking about? We support an Internet Bill of Rights. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's funny is that in their call for net neutrality and Internet Bill of Rights, they don't provide any specifics, right?
Right.
For one, like, we know that they want fast lanes, right? We know that they'll basically say, okay, well, look, we're not going to block or throttle, okay? So they made the promise at least that they're not going to block, right? But fast lanes, that's what they want. Comcast has already been secretly setting up their own fast lane programs. And look, different ISPs, even while net neutrality was in effect, or I should say the lead up to the 2015 net neutrality rules, before we actually had the rules, and while it was more of like an understanding that these companies, like an
unspoken understanding,
right, that these companies would not violate net neutrality. They were violating net neutrality, which necessitated these rules. So they were caught throttling. There's so many different examples. I can't recall them off the top of my head of companies that were violating net neutrality in different ways, and they got caught, and they got in trouble. And that led the FCC under Tom Wheeler to think maybe we should do something about net neutrality. And so maybe we should have tried that.
It led the people to want something to be done about net neutrality.
Fair enough. You know? And then we pressured Tom Wheeler. I
think it's important to point that out, Jeff. And I know you didn't just not say that on purpose, but I do think it's important to reiterate that, because people, when you have people even on the left that, say Obama gave us net neutrality, let's pat him on the back, this is all Trump's fault, you're actually hurting you're hurting the net neutrality cause, because that's like the best anti-net neutrality argument. People say, well, we've only had it since 2015. Was the internet different prior to 2015? Is it different now than it was back then? And it's like, no, that's not true. We've had net neutrality since the advent of the internet.
Right. It was an unspoken rule.
Understand law. Then when people violated that law and got called out for it, the ISPs took the FCC to court, and they won because we didn't actually have solid net neutrality protections. Mm-hmm. And the court basically said to the FCC, look, if you just designate this Title II, you got net neutrality. The FCC didn't want to do it. The FCC was like, oh, well, I guess we lost, because Tom Wheeler was a cable lobbyist. Come on.
That's true.
But the public crashed the FCC website, so we got net neutrality. So, yeah, I mean, that's big picture what's going on here. And yeah, AT&T, this is little more than just a publicity move.
Basically.
But this publicity move is an indication that we're winning this thing, and AT&T kind of sees they kind of see the writing on the wall. So now they're thinking, well, what's a way where we can still get away with some bullshit? Well, we get the people that we've bought out to kind of write this separate set of rules, separate from the FCC, so it's not a Title II designation. We don't have to follow those rules. Maybe we'll get something that still pretty much gets a free and open internet, but we might have a little bit of wiggle room so we can profit as much as possible. So, guys, the fight is working. Let's keep it up.
Right.
Let's urge the CRA. Let's continue to get state laws. And most importantly, because this is what scares the ISPs the most, let's get municipal internet. The internet belongs to we the people. Let's take it back.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.